There's a reason the Flash has stayed one of the most recognizable figures in superhero history. He isn't just a guy who can run fast, he's the pulse inside DC's universe. The character reminds us that momentum and cleverness can be just as heroic as brute force. My own doorway to the Scarlet Speedster wasn't a movie or even a comic. It was a Justice League animated series, or the Justice League Unlimited if you want to be more specific. That animated Wally West was the beating heart of the team. Funny, impulsive, but also the one who could lock in when things get tough. He didn't need to brood in the cave or come from another planet. He was just a regular guy who could just run pretty fast. Since then, we have seen flashes, no pun intended, of greatness across media. Animated masterpieces like the Flashpoint Paradox and the CW series that at its peak gave Barry Allen an emotional dimension few heroes achieve on TV. But when it came to cinema, the Flash has yet to get the film that treats him as the icon he is. But with James Gunn rebooting the DC universe, there's an opening to correct course, to give audiences a movie that finally understands why this character matters and endures. And I'll explain to you why. The Flash is easily one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, standing shoulder to shoulder with Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, and even Wolverine or Wonder Woman. When it comes to speedsters, he's the face of the entire concept, the gold standard of speedsters across all of fiction. So whether it's Barry Allen or Wally West, the Flash has always been a hero of heart and spectacle. Across DC Comics, he's had some of the greatest and richest story arcs, ones that shaped the very fabric of the universe. On top of that, he boasts one of the most memorable villain rosters in comics: Reverse Flash, Gorilla Grodd, Captain Cold, the Rogues. Adversaries with bite and personality, villains who challenge him not just physically but emotionally. As a character, the Flash is DC's science adventurer, the key who unlocks the multiverse, the Speed Force, that metaphysical engine behind his powers, which gives writers endless room to experiment with wonder, tragedy, and possibility. Yet, despite all this lore, despite all this story and things that they could use to make a good Flash movie, we still don't have a proper definitive Flash movie. Sure, the character's been adapted across media, from animated films like the Justice Society World War II animated movie or the Flashpoint Paradox to video games and of course the CW series. That show, at least in its early seasons, came the closest to translating the heart of the Flash to live action. Grant Gustin brought warmth and relatability to Barry Allen. Even though they worked with a modest budget and sometimes shaky writing, he felt like the Flash. By contrast, Ezra Miller's take in the DCU never fully clicked. From the start, fans weren't sold. Miller didn't resemble either Barry Allen or Wally West, and the performance leaned more towards someone like Brad Allen's hyper energy than Barry's balance of calm and wit. Add to that the awkward running form, like seriously he felt like he was just ice skating rather than running, and this became hard to see him as the definitive Scarlet Speedster. The Snyder Cut gave him a moment of grace. That breathtaking time reversal scene was beautiful to witness, and seeing this reignited excitement in the Flash fandom. Maybe Ezra Miller isn't that bad of a Flash. Maybe there's potential. Maybe we can finally and actually get a good Flash movie out of this iteration of the character. But alas, reality, we can't have good things, can we? Cause what we got as a Flash movie,
oh my god, oh hell no, man, what the fuck?
Just wasn't it. The solo Flash movie skipped years of groundwork for the character, jumping straight into Flashpoint Paradox. Flashpoint Paradox, which is a very significant moment in the Flash's history and for DC Universe too. Is the equivalent of what Snyder did with Superman by introducing him in the first movie only for the second having him fight Doomsday of all things and literally gets killed off. The result of this movie was a chaotic mix that didn't honor the heart of the character or his mythology. The Flashpoint, if they had to do it, would have been better as a heartfelt send-off to the DCEU rather than ending it with a sorry excuse for a gag.
What's wrong with you?
And that's not to mention Miller's off-screen controversies, which didn't help this movie at all. And it's frustrating because this was a golden opportunity to bring the Flash mythos to the big screen, to show new fans why he's one of DC's crown jewel. Instead, we got uncanny cameos, uneven writing, and a storyline that squandered its emotional potential. So how does James Gunn come into this mix? And what can the Flash offer to a rebooted DC universe? Gunn has admitted there aren't immediate plans for the character, probably because of the lukewarm reception to their last attempt. But that's a shame because the Flash deserves the same care and spotlight as Superman or Batman. Here's the thing. Whether it's Barry Allen or Wally West, the Flash is a cornerstone of the DC universe. There are so many incredible stories left untapped, tales of heroism, humor, and cosmic stakes that only someone like the Flash could deliver. And this is where Gunn's strength shines. His knack for turning underdogs into legends. Look at what Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy. He took a ragtag bunch of nobodies and made them household names. The Flash, especially if Gunn leans towards Wally West, fits that underdog mode perfectly. Wally's journey from psychic to inheriting the mantle to becoming the Flash is tailor-made for Gunn's brand of heart, humor, and redemption. Even if Barry is the focus, Gunn can bring something fresh by nailing the casting and the tone right. Barry isn't supposed to be an over-caffeinated goofball. He's steady, empathetic, and quietly confident. Pair that with Gunn's respect for characters, and you've got the makings of a Flash who finally feels true to the comics, one with charm, gravitas, and a sense of wonder. And then there are villains. The Flash's rogues gallery is second only to Batman's in depth and flair. Reverse Flash isn't just a menace, he's the definition of a hater.
It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
A walking time paradox fueled by obsession. Just imagine if Gunn could do what he did with Lex Luthor in this new Superman movie, think of what he could do with someone like Reverse Flash. Or how he could reinvent Captain Cold as a tragic hero, or bring Gorilla Grodd to life with modern effects and a Shakespearean grudge. The potential is massive. A well-crafted Flash movie under Gunn's guidance could redeem years of missteps. It could finally give us a comic-accurate Speedster, one who respects his lore, honors his stories, and yes, fixes that bizarre running posture. Seriously, just pump those arms like a normal human being. If the CW with all its limitations could elevate the Flash, imagine what Gunn and his solid creative team could do with a proper budget and a vision. It's also a chance to draw a clear line between the DCU stumbles and the fresh start Gunn promises with the DCU. Done right, the Flash could symbolize that reset. At the end of the day, a Flash movie isn't just about spectacle. It's about heart and legacy, and an idea that even an ordinary person, just with the ability to run pretty fast, could do, well, a lot more. But hey, opinions are opinions. I'm sure there are still those who support Ezra Miller's Flash, so if you're one of them, don't be shy, let me know in the comments, and if you're not, let me know what you would want in a proper Flash movie in James Gunn's new DC universe. But if you enjoyed this video in any way or got anything from it, you could leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads or just to help grow the channel. But until next time, I'm out.